If you moved to Salem, Oregon, would you know where to live or would you be completely lost? Well, hopefully in today's video, we can clear up some of that confusion for you. Me and my good friend Shan Torville are really going to break down a neighborhood in West Salem called Brush College to give you a really good idea of what it's going to be like to live there. And you know what? I'm actually going to break down every neighborhood in Salem. So if you want to follow along with that journey, please feel free to slap that subscribe button and let's get going. All right, so Brush College is as far west as you can get in Salem.
Yeah, you get over the bridge if you're in Salem, you get over the bridge, and then you head west on Wallace, and you keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going, you go, and then you come across it.
Yep. There's actually a sign if you're driving east into Salem, there's a sign that says "Welcome to Salem."
Because you're like right on the edge. So
yes.
I think if you're looking for something that's still a community, but is a little bit further out, my guess would be less crime rates out there. I mean, who's gonna haul all the way out there to go rob you? I doubt it.
No. If I'm robbing, I'm
staying in the city. You're staying close.
Downtown. Yeah.
We're not good robbers.
No, not at all. I noticed there's a kind of a wide variety of homes out there. It's definitely towards like the wine country.
Yeah.
There's a lot of even rural, like you get lots of property out there.
There's
certain areas, yeah.
Yeah, there's some places that are, it's pretty rural. There's two kind of big communities that are out there. There's some outside of it, but it's Brush College Heights.
Yep.
And Brush College Estates. So those are the two ones, and they were built in a couple different phases.
They were.
But I feel like those houses are more, you don't have a lot of starter homes, there's some.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're kind of your second home or your forever home out there. There's a little bit bigger. I think the average square footage is like 2,600 or 2,700 square feet. So it's not, when I think of a starter home, I typically think,
Maybe
1,000, 1,200. Yeah, you're kind of thinking those 3-bedroom, 2-bath starters. Where out there, it's pretty common to have 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom homes out there.
Yeah, and you were saying they were built in 3 phases, and the first phase has an HOA, which do you know how much that HOA is?
Yeah, it's only $51.
Yes.
And it includes a lot of cool stuff. I'll tell you about some cool stuff. But yeah,
okay.
$51.
And then the next two, they don't have an HOA, but they have CC&Rs, which is covenant conditions and restrictions.
Yep.
Yeah, so it has like the rules that you would have with the HOA, but you just don't have to pay that fee.
Yeah, and I think they're not as intense and not as enforceable.
Right.
Don't break the rules, but
right. It's still nice if you want that kind of clean, regulated
accountability. Yeah, there's an accountability out there, which I think when you drive through the neighborhoods there like the last house, there's a lot of pride of ownership. I didn't see any rundown cars or old dirty motor homes or anything like that. It was just it was really well maintained neighborhoods.
Yeah, that's right, and they're all really big, nice, beautiful houses, but they do feel kind of cookie cutter, maybe. Yeah, and maybe a little bit close together. So if that's not really your thing, maybe that's something to watch out for.
Yeah. But I think at the same time, if you're, I think there's a sense of community there. When you were there the other day, you said there was a lot of kids out playing in the yard. I saw that too. I saw kids running through sprinklers and things like that. Some people had pools you could see in their backyard as you kind of turn corners. And so, like above ground pools, nothing like in ground. We're in Oregon, so they come down.
Yeah, which is, all you need in Salem, in Oregon, really.
Yeah, in Oregon, yeah. You get them 2 months of the year.
Yeah, this is kind of off topic, but I have an in-ground pool at my house.
Do you?
And I don't use it. Yeah, I thought I would when I moved in, and I did for a year or two, but now it's just a pain in the butt because you can only really make use of it 2 months out of the year here in Oregon. So,
yeah. I mean, it's fun those 2 months, but then you have the other 10 that you gotta deal with.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
But yeah, lots of community. There was a lot of kiddos out there. It was I got a big sense of family out there.
Yeah, very
in
nice.
that area.
Tell us about the clubhouse.
Yes. So in one of the HOAs, they have 2 things. They have a community garden, which I thought was really, really neat. It has it actually is a part of the Marion Polk County Food Share. So I think they grow some things and do donate to that as well.
Yeah.
But that's part of their HOA. It's part of their community. It's part of what you pay for in your HOA is that community garden, which I thought was neat. I thought that'd be so fun just to. If I'm gonna make taco salad for dinner, I'm like, I need a head of lettuce. I'm gonna go down to the community garden and get some lettuce and or basil or whatever. I just thought that was so neat.
This is super nice.
Yeah, and it's kind of just it's kind of off in the corner a little bit. So and then there's also a clubhouse as part of your HOA. $51. You get part of the clubhouse. There's a basketball court and it has an in-ground swimming pool there.
Okay.
So
yeah, nice activities for the kids.
yeah, absolutely. I thought that was really great.
Yeah, that's just included in your association fees.
Yep, exactly.
Do you know if that's for just the phase 1?
I believe it's, whichever don't quote me on it, the Heights, the Estates, it's whichever one has the HOA. I can't always remember, but it's whichever one that is, it's part of that.
Yeah, okay. I saw a lot of associations with Heights and Estates right across from Red Hawk Vineyard.
Yeah.
There's Whispering Heights Estates,
Yep.
which is a nice new little community over there.
It is new, but like 2020, I think when that phase was happening,
Yeah, it's also an HOA, but it's only $30 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
cheap,
if you go all that far west, they charge that much.
Yeah, I went out there last night about 8 o'clock, and there were still kids just playing in the streets and very low traffic and a nice little sense of community out there.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. So we're gonna talk about price.
Okay,
so
let's go into price.
We're gonna move out to the Brush College neighborhood area. Okay. This was fun last time, so I'm gonna make you guess a little bit. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
So I'll tell you. I ran averages. So this one's a little bit bigger than the last time when we did. So this one's about 800 homes in this neighborhood. Okay. Average square foot, like I said, was about 2,600 square feet.
Okay.
And
pretty large.
You've seen the neighborhood. What do you think an average price?
The average price of this neighborhood is definitely $550,000.
Yep, about 600,000, 575. Yeah, you're like right there. See, Rudy gets a point.
All right. Yep. I just had that 550 feel.
Yeah, it does. It does. It has that. So anywhere between 550, 600,000, somewhere in that range is really what you're going to find. And the thing that was neat there is average stay is about 7 years. So, and I think average stay in general for your first time homes are, about 5 years. A lot of times you get your first time home then you kind of just grow out of it.
Yeah.
You kind of you accumulate so much stuff, you kind of grow out of your home in about 5 years, but that one's about 7 years.
Yeah, well, I mean, these homes over here, I don't know if I'd consider like first time home buyers.
Correct.
Maybe. So maybe
Correct.
they're a little bit more.
Yeah. Yep.
Embedded in
there.
Yeah.
I did find the longest home ownership that was there. So it wasn't quite as long as the last one, but it was quite a while.
Oh, I have no idea.
You want a ballpark?
Okay, 25 years.
Yep, 26.
Whoa!
Rudy gets all the bonus points.
I'm on my ball today. Yeah, you watch out.
See, if you need a loan today, you got to call Rudy.
Yeah. Got all the information right up here.
So the longest stay was 26 years. The longest home ownership. The oldest house there was built in 1920. Which I thought was neat, which is part of the outskirts of Brush College, not necessarily in those phases and the estates and the heights that we were talked about, but on the outskirts, 1920,
that's a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's over 100 years now.
No, we're not talking about it.
I don't want to think about that. Okay, well, that's probably wraps up maybe the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What did you find out? So when I drove out there, I saw some cool food court. I saw a food pod. What did you see? And the wineries are out there. What did you find with the food stuff?
Yeah. So it has this food pod, I guess that's what they're called.
Yep.
It's called Checkpoint 221. Lots of cool little shops out there. It was also connected to, what was it, the Riverbend shops? Shops at the Riverbend?
And shops at the Riverbend. And then there's a whole brand new apartment complex.
Okay.
Which, look, if you're not looking to buy and you want to live in that area, I would totally get an apartment there because you have all the food right there. There was a salon, the florist. Why leave?
Very nice. Yeah, so it does have that. So the bad thing though about this neighborhood is it's so far out there. You'd have to drive into town a bit to get to some of your main grocery shopping.
Yeah.
And it was probably maybe a 10-minute drive from the Ross or the Safeway.
Yeah, and Safeway's when you come into West Salem, when you come over the bridge, you kind of have one of two ways you can go. You either have Edgewater, that's a main street that kind of runs along the Willamette River in West Salem, or you have Wallace. Yes. And so you kind of have to go one way or the other. So if you want Safeway, you kind of have to go up and around to get there. And then Roth's Fresh Markets is right there.
Yeah, and I would say Wallace. Most of the shopping in West Salem is 2 miles either on Edgewater or Wallace.
Yep.
And then you get out to more residential areas.
Yep.
So that might be a bad thing, but it's also might be good if you really want to be far away from that kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. If you enjoy your peace and you kind of just want to be in your own bubble.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
So also out there's Salem Town Golf Course.
Yes.
Which it's a private golf course for the community there, but you can also get a membership, and it's $550 a month if you're a non-resident and over the age of 50.
Okay.
So it's a little exclusive.
We're not there yet.
Yeah, we're not
we're
quite
not cool
there
enough yet.
But give me a few years and
whatever.
and I might be there.
We're gonna catch Rudy on the golf course in Salem town.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, but then I think what I thought that was cool about the food pod when I drove through it a little bit, they have some interesting stuff. It wasn't just, you know, I always feel like you find like the Thai food or the boba-tastic places.
Oh, yeah, your basics.
Yeah, but that one there was a sushi truck I saw there, which I thought was neat.
Getting down on some sushi.
Amen.
Yeah,
there was a quesadilla. There was like it was like just quesadilla, which I'm here for. I'm always good for any kind of quesadilla. Yeah, some interesting food options. I thought it was neat.
Okay, I'm going back.
Right.
Yeah, tonight. I'm about to get me some quesadilla and sushi. Wrap it.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see how it comes.
There's cute little park within the community there.
Yeah. Brush College Park. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
Jinx.
Yes. Nothing to write home about, but it does have a nice playground to take your kids. It has a undercovered gazebo that you can reserve for parties. It has a couple of frisbee golf holes, I guess they're called.
Yeah.
I don't know, for practice, but it's not a whole course. So for that, you'd have to go to someplace like Kaiser Rapids.
Yeah, which are closer.
Yeah, and a little trail system, but like
But
I
yeah,
said,
it was like
huge.
right across the street from Brush Elementary School, which right now is under construction when we were out there.
Yes.
Which they're doing a lot of, construction with a lot of the schools right now. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of just tucked away. It was like a little sign in the driveway, and you kind of. But I think it'd be fun to rent for a birthday party. There was quite a bit of parking between the two little parking lots for a birthday party. I thought that'd be a really easy place to do it. It was right off of Dokes Ferry Road, so.
Yeah, I actually didn't know there was two parking, so I parked at the top one.
Oh, yeah.
And then I walked all the way down, and I was like, I wasted all this energy. There's this huge parking lot down here, but that's another story here.
Next time.
Yeah. Speaking of schools, it's in the district of Brush College Elementary, which scored a B+ on niche.com. It had a student-to-teacher ratio of, I believe it was 17-1.
Wow, that's pretty low for the area.
Pretty low, yeah. So good school. The middle school was Straub. Am I saying that right?
Yep, Straub Middle.
Middle School, yeah.
Yep.
Which scored a B+ on niche.com.
Okay,
so also a good school.
I'll believe it.
And then, I would assume
everyone feeds into West Salem High School.
All the residents in West Salem are going to feed into West Salem High School, which is also a great high school. It's scored an A- on niche.com. Yeah. So great school system over there.
Yeah, I think which I think is a benefit. If you're coming in and you want a bigger house because you have some kiddos, you need those 4 bedrooms. You're buying in a good school district, which I think is always an important thing.
Yeah, totally.
To have, so you have the food court, and you're really close to shopping. And I think the only thing that West Salem misses on, and we've all complained about it, all of our, who've lived in Salem forever, is they just don't have a Target or just a place to go get clothes or get just kind of one-off things, I mean, you should get Band-Aids at Safeway, but there's still kind of things I'm talking about that they don't have that. They're missing that. You have a grocery store and you have a pharmacy and they have, Walgreens and things like that, but they just don't have that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, for your basic necessities with your groceries and whatnot, you're fine in West Salem, even though Brush College is a little bit further. It's only a 10-minute drive, like I was saying, up to that. But yeah, if you want to do any shopping for clothes or fun things or like a Home Depot or Lowe's, which is important if you're going to be buying a home over there.
Yep.
You do have to travel over the bridge into North Salem or South Salem.
I know West Salem has an Ace Hardware, and I've shopped there, but I've gone to get a specific screw size, which they didn't have. So it's a little bit, it's hard out there.
Yeah. Great,
but I was going to say,
at Ace Hardware.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's wonderful service at Ace Hardware. I will speak volumes with them.
In my opinion, better than Home Depot or Lowe's.
Agreed.
But yeah, limited selection.
Yeah, agreed. But West Salem did just get their first Chipotle.
Oh.
That's been a big one.
Hey.
I used to work in West Salem, and it was there was just nothing like Chipotle. You just had to go over the bridge, and you had to go over into Salem and stuff. But one thing I was going to actually explain, for anybody who's watching that isn't from the Salem area, and we keep saying over the bridge, West Salem, how does this actually work? So when you look at Salem on a map, you're going to be like, okay, Salem, where's West Salem? West Salem isn't necessarily a town. It's not like Kaiser or Albany or other things. It's just the west part of Salem.
It's just divided by the Willamette River.
Yeah. The Willamette River just runs right through Salem. And so you have to cross over the bridge.
One bridge.
Yeah, one bridge.
Yeah, there's not
Marion Street Bridge?
Yeah.
Okay. To get over there. And so, it's 4 lanes. I mean, there's room there. But you have to cross over the bridge to get there and to get into Salem.
So if you really, really, really hate traffic, maybe look to South or North Salem. But if you have to commute over to the city a lot, which you typically do living over there for work and shopping. So.
Yeah, unless you work in West Salem or, a lot of people are working remotely now, you could do that too.
Yeah, but really if you don't have to go over it during those 8 to 9 or
5 to 6, 4 to 6
hour times, it's not really that bad.
No, it really isn't. Yeah, I used to work when I was over there. I worked 6 to 2, and so I always missed each side of the traffic because I could get over there early, and I came home before it was ever an issue, and so it was always fine.
Yeah, another kind of great thing about the Brush College area is if you like to go to those cities like McMinnville or Newburgh, they're not far at all. Yeah, they're right up the road. That's what a lot of people that live in West Salem tell me, that it's also easy access to the coast. Yeah.
I was going to say, it's really easy access to the coast. And even when you're in West Salem, one thing that's a little bit interesting is you're in Polk County. So Salem is typically Marion County, and when you cross over the bridge, you're in Polk County, which puts you, Polk County is more agricultural.
Yep.
There's a lot more farms out there. There's, some big dairies, lots of farmland out there, but you're on that side of that, which is a little bit interesting and different.
Yeah. Great. Well, I think we touched on everything Brush College.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us, you guys. I really appreciate it. And we're coming back. We're going to go.
Oh, yeah. We're going to keep breaking down these neighborhoods for you. Yeah, putting this information out there. So, if you are thinking about moving to the area and you want to know the best places to live, play, eat, please like and subscribe and reach out to us if you do happen to want to purchase a home in the area, in the whole Willamette Valley, really.
Yeah, exactly. The whole Willamette Valley. We're not just, if you come in and you're like, oh, I want to live just here, but I can't talk to Rudy and Shannon yet. No. If you're coming to the Willamette Valley, you got to hit us up. Like I said last time, you got to start with Rudy. Rudy's going to get that loan figured out for you. He's going to use all his mental knowledge that he's on the game with today.
So many programs. We'll get you qualified for something.
Absolutely.
To the best of my ability.
No problem.
Not a miracle worker, but
Rudy has worked some miracles. Don't let him discount you there. But you're going to talk to Rudy. You're going to get your loan figured out, and then we're going to go shopping, which is my favorite thing to do. So
yeah, exactly.
We'll go take a look at houses. But thanks for joining us, you guys. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.